Hi everyone. I know it's been a little while since I posted a video. Just felt like today is the day I come back, have a little chat, a little life update, a little catch up, and then hopefully get back to making content again. I was actually going to put some makeup on just while I'm sitting here because I've been at work all day and my face is a little bit tired right now, and in front of the camera it's just not a good look. So just by doing this I feel better. Even though I just got in and took my makeup off, I'm now putting a little bit of eye makeup back on so that I don't look as dead in front of the camera. Anyway, so the last time I posted, I don't know, was like 6 weeks ago or something, and just struggling a bit lately. I don't know whether it's, I feel like maybe, okay, so let's get real. About, I don't know, a month ago, just had a really impulsive decision and I was like, I'm gonna stop taking my meds. Side note, just for future reference, don't do that. I made a video about medication I've been on in the past, that's on my channel, and I was talking about how when I was on sertraline, the biggest mistake I made was that I just stopped taking it. I just thought one day I was like, I don't want to be on this anymore, so I stopped taking it, and how horrifically I suffered because of that. Well, I did that again. I came off of my meds. I had like a week straight of mania. I mean, I use that term loosely because it is a bipolar term, but when I was talking to one of the duty workers at the mental health clinic, she said, you know, it's okay to use that, it's okay to use that word. So yeah, if we want to be honest, did some things I wasn't proud of. I'm a lesbian. I've been out as a lesbian for 2 years. Decided while manic to be sexting boys and sending pictures of my body to boys. Disgusting. I feel sick about it now, but like, that's the kind of place I was in. I wanted some validation. I was feeling my energy was very high. I didn't sleep. I was like going. My brain was like, it was not fun. But at the time, it was like, oh, I feel alive. This is the most alive I've felt in ages. Like, meds were poisoning me. Like, these were the thoughts that were going on in my head. So, yeah. However, it's frustrating because during this time, like, I'm a creative person. I've always written, you know, I really like writing fan fiction. I've written songs. I've done all that kind of stuff. And when on antidepressants, it just sometimes numbs that away. So I've not wanted to write as much, or I've not wanted to sing. I used to write songs all the time, and whenever I'm on meds, I notice a significant drop in my want to be creative. So when I came off my meds, I was like, oh my god, my light is back, my energy is back. And like, to me at the time, like in that manic week that I had, it was like, okay, the worst thing in the world is being on meds. However, also once that mania died down came the things that my meds had been helping me with. So the anxiety in particular, like, I've had anxiety since I was 7 or 8 years old, and I forget how bad it really is when I'm off my meds. And if we want to talk honestly about anxiety symptoms that nobody talks about, let's talk about digestive problems, i.e. irritable bowel syndrome, i.e. I feel like I'm going to shit myself in public every day because I'm anxious. That's the main thing that meds help me with. So that was a nice reminder of how much my body hates me when I'm anxious. And honestly, I don't recommend coming off meds if you're on meds at all. Don't do it. it was an impulsive decision for me and I don't know why I did it. However, I'm glad in hindsight now I'm back on some meds. I needed to be reminded how bad I am off of them because I had forgotten how much I struggle without them, and I'd kind of hit like a plateau and I was kind of like, okay, nothing's happening, like I'm not getting better. And my problem is that I think that medication is just going to cure everything, and it doesn't do that. It helps. You have to be the one that makes you better, but the meds just give you a little boost, you know, to get out of bed in the morning. An analogy that I learned from my doctor, when I kept saying, can I not increase my meds? Can I, every time I would hit that point where I felt like they weren't working anymore, she would say to me like, you have to see your medication as keys. So your brain is full of padlocks and your medication is the keys to unlocking them. But if there's only 6 padlocks and there's 8 keys, those 2 extra keys aren't going to do anything. So like, I'm taking, I don't know, say for example, 10 milligrams of fluoxetine and it's not working, I can up it to 20, but if there's only 10 padlocks in my brain and I then take 20 fluoxetine, which is 20 keys, in quotation marks, there's still that extra 10 keys is not doing anything because there's nothing for them to unlock. That was a really helpful thing, the way my GP explained it to me. The meds I'm on now, I'm on the lowest dose because I don't want to go back to being chemically numb all of the time, because I feel like I was just trying to medicate everything away and that's not how it works. So I'm staying on a low dose of fluoxetine for now because I feel like for me at the moment it's manageable. I can't remember what I was going to say, but anyway. And also in terms of my health, mental health and stuff, I've been referred to a adult autism clinic because this has been an ongoing thing my whole life. I've always had these feelings that maybe there's something more than just my mental health that I'm struggling with, and I filled out a little questionnaire that then got sent to the clinic, and then they send you a referral if they think that you might need an assessment or whatever. So yeah, I did that and they sent me a referral. So I mean, the waiting list is quite long. It could be up to a year, in which case I'll be living in Wales by then. But I was a little bit scared of doing it. I've had so many doctors in the past put me off it. They're like, oh yeah, if you get this diagnosis, like, you're not going to get a job in the future, this, that and the other. And I just feel like I struggle with validating myself. Like, everyone knows this about me. And there's nothing wrong with saying that having a diagnosis helps you heal, because it can finally put a name to all these things you've been struggling with your whole life. And there's a lot of the stuff in terms of the autism things that I don't talk about with anyone, because I've always just pushed it really far down. I don't really need a diagnosis to tell me that. I already know. I know myself. I've lived with myself for 25 years, but I'll either be told yes or I'll be told no, and either way, I know myself. I just needed to, when my doctor suggested it, I mean, sorry, I'm fiddling with this now, and she said to me okay, I don't want to rush into this because this is a big thing. Like, if you get diagnosed as being autistic, it will change your life. And at the time it was that scared me a little, but we'll just see. We'll just cross that bridge when we come to it, I think. And for now, I'm just trying to read things, educate myself, talk to other people who are also autistic, and just share experiences and let that validate me for now, because I don't know whether I'll ever get the diagnosis. So yeah, that's another thing. Also, another thing is I've gone back to work, which is so I was supposed to go back to work in June. The beginning of June, my work contacted me and said, we're opening again, this, you can come back. And I freaked the fuck out, absolutely, because in my head, every time, because in May we were supposed to go back, and then the infection rate was still too high, so we didn't go back. And then I think I'd kind of talked myself into the never going back to work again, we were going to be in this pandemic world forever. And so when they finally called and it was like, no, we're opening in a week, like we need you back in a week, my brain just fully freaked out, and I was more anxious than I've been in a really long time. I had a phone call with someone from duty at the mental health clinic, and at the time I felt like she was being really dismissive, but now it's been like 4 to 5 weeks and I have some hindsight. She was very much right. So I called her and I was like, I want to die, like, let's get real. I was suicidal, I felt suicidal, and I was crying on the phone to her, and now I felt like I wanted to be admitted. I was like, I can't be outside, I need to be in a hospital. And like, so she let me cry about it, and like I was on the phone to her for about 40 minutes, and then she just stops me and she goes, okay, so you want to kill yourself, right? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, because you want to kill yourself because you got to go back to work. And like in my head at the moment, I was like, how invalidating, like how can you put everything I've just told you down to I want to kill myself because I have to go back to work? And like, I was so angry. However, it's now how many weeks? It's been like, I've been back at work. This is my second week back at work, but it's been like 6 weeks since I had this phone call with her. She was absolutely right. I wanted to kill myself because I had to go back to work. That was literally the issue. That was exactly why I wanted to kill myself. That was exactly why I felt like I needed to be in hospital. I wanted to be in hospital because I wouldn't have to go to work. And she was saying to me like, you don't have to go to work, you know that, right? And I was like, well, obviously I do. I have to go back to work. I've got my letter here, it says like you have to go back to work. And she's like, no, I didn't mean that. I mean like, you don't have to go. Like, for one, you could quit. 2, you could get a sick note for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. Like, nobody's forcing you to go to work. And it took me so long to just accept that she was right and be like, yeah, actually, I did want to kill myself because I had to go back to work, which sounds completely ridiculous, but in the moment that's how I felt. And also nobody was forcing me to go back to work. So, like, prime example of this, I'm quitting in a month. I've handed my notice in. I'm leaving on August the 5th. That's my last day at work. It's a month earlier than I was going to quit, but also a month later, because originally I would be in South Korea from next week. Obviously not going anymore. But I would have been quitting my job this week and then going to South Korea until the end of August. But then obviously with COVID and everything, that's not happening anymore, so I stayed at my job. My boss was like, if you don't feel like you can be a reliable employee, which is, you know, something that I value, I want to be, I want to, you know, have that reference in the future where it's like, Lauren is really reliable, she'll come in like on time, blah blah blah. I don't feel like currently with the pandemic that's something that I can hold myself to. So my boss said to me, you know, you don't have to wait till September and then put all these holiday days in. You could put them in from August, and then by the time it's the middle of September when you be going to uni, you're already left, but you've been paid for that time. And I was like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. Like, so that means all I have to commit to is the next 3 weeks, and that's manageable. 3 weeks is manageable. I can do that. I can say, yes, I can show up for these next 3 weeks. That's what I'm doing. However, being back at work is really not that bad. I'm thankful that I work for such a good company and they're taking the rules far beyond what we have to do. So actually being back at work is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It definitely wasn't worth killing myself over, so I'm glad I didn't do that. So yeah, that's another thing. So we had results day on Tuesday. It's because I was on I did an access course. It's hard to explain, but basically it's just a higher education course. Rather than doing 2 years of A-levels, they condense it down into like 1 year intense shit, and then you can like progress quickly and go to university. So I did that, and then obviously the pandemic happened and colleges closed. So we ended up just getting our predicted grades. So based on the work we'd done already in the year, that was how we'd get our grades predicted for the rest of the year. So thankfully, despite my annoying brain, I had done really well so far in the year, and I came out with all distinctions apart from 2 merits, which my brain wanted to hate myself for because my friends got straight distinctions and I was I got 2 merits, but like I did amazingly. You know, so distinction is equivalent to A's, I would guess. So there's pass, merit, distinction, which is kind of like C, B, A. So I got like all distinctions apart from 2 merits. So yeah, and I got into my top choice uni. I mean, my top choice uni had already given me an unconditional offer, which is something amazing. I still don't believe that. So all that's done. I'm definitely going to that university. I have my move-in date. That's happening in September. So that's some good news. I'm trying to think of anything else that's happened over the last few months that I could talk about. I've been learning how to play the piano, or the keyboard. Piano, keyboard, same thing. I bought a keyboard over lockdown, finally, because I've been talking about it for ages. And I've been writing, and I've been playing, and I finally posted a video on my Facebook. Like, I'm old, okay? I still use Facebook sometimes. Of myself singing Sign of the Times by Harry Styles and playing the piano, so playing the chords. And I've never posted a video on Facebook of me singing before, and everyone really, really liked it. And everyone at work, when I got to work today, because I posted it on Tuesday, and then I had Wednesday off work, and then I came into work this morning, and everyone was like, oh my god, like, you sing really well, and like, it was really nice to like be like complimented in person, because I don't get that very often. So yeah, that's a good thing. And I mean, in general, struggling a bit at the moment with my body image. I've gained weight. I know it's not the end of the world. It feels like the end of the world. I think a lot about how much I hate myself, but I just decided, I decided consciously like a month ago that I am a person who struggles with their mental health. However, that does not have to be all that I am. And even though I have these bad days and I have these setbacks, I'm quite determined to actively push past them and choose to recover and choose to fight it. Like, this is something I'm really trying to just remind myself, like, it's not the end of the world if I have a bad day or if I do something bad, like a bad behaviour. It's hard because I know that I've gained weight, and to me that's something that always has triggered me. And it's not just like a little bit of weight, you know, it's like, to me it's a lot. It's like 6, 7, 8 pounds worth of weight. And I can tell because my jeans are tighter, and when I measure my waist it's 1.5 inches bigger than it used to be, and like, really, it is not a big deal in the grand scheme of the world. But to me it's kind of like, it is a big deal, and it's something that I'm working on. I'm gonna try and wrap this up. Basically, this was just like a little life update. I don't know if anybody will watch this because me talking about my life is quite boring. But basically, yeah, that's it. I hope everyone is staying safe still, because the pandemic is not over. No matter how many times our government wants to tell us that it's safe again, it's not really. We should still be very, very cautious. Like, it's not over. It's not safe. It's just the economy is crumbling, so the world has to do something, like the government has to do something about it. I mean, I won't get to a rant. I'm just saying, stay safe. I know Boris's stupid slogan about stay alert is like stupid, but like, honestly, it's good advice for the time being. Like, stay alert, be aware of the fact that the government wants to make you think that the situation is better than it actually is, especially if you live in the US. I'm sure you'll understand this. So yeah, wear your mask, look after each other, wash your hands, don't go too close to people. Yeah, I think I'm going to make, I want to get back into making YouTube videos because I do enjoy it. It's fun, and it's a nice distraction, and I feel very comfortable talking in front of a camera, and I cannot talk like this in front of a person, so maybe it's therapeutic for me. Yeah, so yeah, thank you for watching. If you watched this far, this extremely long video. Thank you, and also, God, why? All my links are below, and I will see you whenever my next video is, hopefully soon. Bye!